Sweet, welcome back to the 1J build, you guys. It's been a while, it's been a couple weeks again, trying to get everything collected here for the 1J. Not much has been done to it, just little tiny things as we have been doing. Still trying to find a solution for the radiator hose. Like I said, probably a 90 for that one. Yeah, once again, nothing much. We did get the boost, the brake booster connected up to the vacuum line on the intake. Kind of just figure something out, some loose hoses and bundle them together on that one. But yeah, today we're going to be installing the Chase Bay fuel lines for the 1J. Should be a simple install. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting down the fuel lines on the 240 and connecting it to the 1J. So it should be pretty easy to install here. So what we have here, oh please. All right, so let's get into the Chase Bay kit here. So what we have here is to be our inline hose for our feed. And this is the fuel filter that comes with is actually like hella small compared to my radium one. So I'm actually surprised that it's this size. Like it's literally the size of my palm. It's really small compared to radium. Radium is probably like the size of a Coke can. It's pretty cool that it can be this small. But yeah, so we got our feed line, and then we also got a return line. Return line is just a simple hose connecting both hard lines. Line's going to work is, so on one side you are going to be having a hose clamp on it, which is going to be connecting right to the hard line. On the other side you are running a AN fitting, so that is really simple and easy to do. It goes right up to the stock 1J fuel rail. Alright, so on a stock 240 chassis, your fuel lines, you'll have 3 hard lines here. The furthest one to the passenger side, that is going to be your feed line. Middle line is your return line, and then the very one on the right is going to be your breather hose. So make sure you guys get that right. Left side is to be the feed, so we're going to connect the feed right to that one. Alright, yeah, so on the end of the Chase Bay fuel line here, you got the hose clamp. These are I don't know, it's not in focus, but these are a 7mm end. I thought it was 8mm. I don't even have a 7mm socket. I didn't even know it was that small, but 8mm, not 7. So we'll be using a wrench on this. It's gonna suck, but whatever. So let's get that installed. Alright, so with the return line, you're doing the same exact thing, just tying it right onto the return line, hard line. Alright, so this is how I'll be running my fuel lines. We'll be having it go underneath the harness, right behind the engine back there. And then we come to the other side here, and it's just gonna pop right out. So it actually fits really good. What we do need to do, we need to remove one of these bolts on the back of the fuel reel here. And then we'll just have the feed line hooked right up to that. Return line's right down there, and it's gonna go right to the return line, hard line down there. So that should be an easy install for that one. So we just got that bolt out. It was a 17mm bolt to a banjo. So now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it there for now because it's actually hooked up to a fuel dampener at the bottom of the intake. So we'll have to take that off next time we jack up the card and make it easier from there. But for now, we're still gonna hook up the fuel feed line onto that, and let's just get the adapter hooked up real quick. Alright, so the feed line is fully bolted up. I know you're recording me putting it on. It was a pain in the ass to even get that on there with the room that we have. But it's fully connected on there. Next thing we need to do is get the return line onto the return hose all the way up to the front of the fuel line. So we're just going to use the hard line here and connect it straight onto that. Just like that, you guys, we got the Chase Bay fuel lines all hooked up to the 1J. Came out really good. It actually keeps it super clean too, which is perfect. It looks really good, especially with the yellow on there. Everything looks good. It kept it super clean. All right, so we finally got our Mishimoto intercooler here, and this thing is definitely a work of art. I just ordered the intercooler piping for the car, so I figured why not try to get the intercooler mounted to the 240 and try to figure out what kind of brackets we're going to need to be able to mount it up. So let's get right on that. All right, so we got the front bumper off, and based on the holes that we got or the nuts on here, I'll basically be reusing these nuts right here. This is the bumper support. These are basically nothing, so I'm just gonna make a bracket out of a piece of metal, try to figure out what the measurements are, and we'll get our 2 brackets mounted onto there. All right, so I just finished up the brackets, and it actually came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. It's actually hella sturdy, actually, and I mean, I will be mounting the bottom too. Intercooler pipings I help out with support too. Other than that, I mean, that came out a lot better. I'm pretty surprised in how good that came out. So looking at the body kit, I am going to need to do a lot of Bondo on it. This was crap from a previous drift event. I was able to fiberglass the rear of it, so now I just got to Bondo it and shape it down. It goes for the rest of the car. Origin kit to Origin fenders. Not horrible. I mean, you could use some Bondo. Definitely sand off all this plastic on this car and take out some of the dents too with Bondo. But yeah, we'll get there. Definitely a lot of sanding though, and then I do want to wrap the car. Yeah, the wheels already came in. I'll have that in the next video. I also want to definitely get a new bumper. I don't want to run OEM, and get a new, hopefully a spoiler. Hopefully like a 326 wing, maybe like a replica, because you know I'm hella broken. I'm not a baller, so. So a quick update on the car too. I mean, I did some few things off camera. We were able to get the radiator hose all hooked up here and fabricated 90 and a 90 for that. All the radiator hoses are pretty much connected. Only thing I'm really waiting for is an upper radiator hose so I can get the so I can get heat in the car at least. That should be coming in pretty soon. Also, another thing I'm waiting for is the intake pipe, 45 degrees. I'm waiting for that to come in. But other than that, that's pretty much all that's been done. The clutch too is finally working. The master cylinder actually went out on it, so we had to order a brand new one. Good thing it's pretty cheap from O'Reilly's, you know, 20 bucks still, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, I mean, the car's coming along. Intercooler piping's coming in too. So the main thing that me will be working on is getting the radiator fan hooked up and basically just doing body work on the car from there. All right, so we just got the CX Racing intercooler pipe in here. This is actually pretty good quality. I wasn't expecting to be that good actually, but this is probably the only intercooler piping you can get for a 1J swap 240. So of course I go CX Racing, but I'm actually pretty surprised by their the quality. I don't know if I'm gonna run a blowout, to be honest. I don't like running blowouts. I do like the flutter from the turbo, but we'll see. So far we got the hole cut out for intercooler piping to fit right through, and we're able to put the relays around to the side too, just bolted that right up. So yeah, we got the hole cut out. Now we're gonna do the other side and we'll see how it lines up from there. All right, so yeah, so we're able to get both sides cut out, and it turned out actually really good. So we were actually able to trim this off with kind of like a window or a door trim. We used to have this on our boat, so we actually had some extra laying around. Basically, it's a piece of rubber and a metal in between both sides, and it's able to pinch onto or in between the metal. So that's good to have because it will actually help prevent the intercooler from getting scratched up or even cut. I know on my SR20 the intercooler was getting a cut in it just due to vibration, so it's good to have the rubber trim on there. And the tool we used to cut it was actually a Milwaukee hole dozer. Pretty pricey. I mean, the bit was like 20 bucks plus another like 15 for the actual like size we wanted. But I mean, it turned out really good. It cut it perfectly fine. Here's the clean cut on it. So if you guys want or need to cut any holes for your car for intercooler piping, I highly recommend getting one of these. Makes the job a lot easier and makes the cut come out super clean too. All right, I'm gonna take off the tape on the engine finally and install the intercooler piping. And also another thing I forgot to tell you guys about the CX Racing kit. They do come with the couplers, and they also come with T-bolt clamps, which is actually super cool. So they give you literally every single clamp you need. So they give you about, I don't know, what is it, about 10 of them here. So yeah, super cool about CX Racing. Definitely shout out to them for giving you brand new ones. All right, so the intercooler piping lined up perfectly. Actually, it did really good. Actually, pretty surprised on how good it is for being a swap kind of intercooler kit. But yeah, I definitely recommend you guys get a CX Racing if you are doing a 1J swap 240. Like I said, everything lines up really good on it. No issues at all. Maybe just a little play had to be put into it, but you can definitely get it working. That's about it. I'll keep you guys updated hopefully those parts show up as soon as they can. 'Cause, I mean, I definitely want to get this car done. A huge urge to get it finished. And I wanted to have like a deadline around June, late June, probably now. This could definitely be late June now. Hopefully, I wanted it to be earlier, but first event, it's definitely being missed, but there's definitely a lot more this summer. So stick around for the next video, guys, and I'll keep you guys updated. So.